Hello! Wow, this is kind of awkward now, isn't it? Welcome back, guys. Rimworld Alpha 6 Falcon. I'm still playing the same game in case this all looks different to you. It's supposed to, for one reason, which I will explain really shortly, but this is still Rimworld Alpha 6, same colony in a sense, but we'll go into that now. What happened was, if you guys remember last episode, let me get the game going on here in the meantime. There's a few people I need to introduce really soon too, but I'll do that after I explain what's happened here. If you remember last episode, we were running into like some really serious technical difficulties. I'm talking like 5 frames per second, not second. Second isn't even a real word, to my knowledge. But we ran into some issues where we're running into like really terrible frames, yada yada yada. I couldn't figure out what it was. I just tried disabling some mods. That only ended up breaking up my save file. I enabled them again. I moved some stuff around, this and that. Nothing was working whatsoever. I kept an original save file saved, and then I kind of progressed the game a little bit more. I figured maybe it was just a recording, nothing, that wasn't fixing it either. So I came to the conclusion, well, maybe it's just Rimworld Alpha 6. Maybe the introduction to the whole world generation kind of bugged something out. No, that wasn't it either, because I went to the forums and I couldn't find anybody experiencing my same error. So I was like, what the hell is the problem? So I started looking into the advanced files in the options menu. Well, turns out that for some reason, either I'm a moron or maybe it just happened without me noticing, but the map for our location was actually set to like one of the highest maps that you could have. Like, you know, in Rimworld you could switch the size of the map that you want. The higher maps aren't really optimized completely yet, or at least to my knowledge. At least it doesn't run for me, because obviously what happened was that my colony was set in a really huge map, thus creating the really terrible frames per second, especially whenever it was like a raid or something like that. Or some sort of like, you know, enemy attack. So, there was no way to get around that. So I had to restart all over again and actually choose like the medium-sized map and whatnot. So what that meant was that, number one, we were kind of fucked in a sense because there was no way for me to actually restart or keep the same colony and like, you know, have a smaller map. So I had to restart. But at the other hand, I didn't want you guys to go through that yet again and be like, fuck Falcon yet again. So what I did is off camera, I basically started plotting my own, way of what I want to do things, and it kind of worked out a little bit better, I want to say. I'm actually almost glad that it worked out this way, because let me actually take you on the grand tour here. We have a little bit of a... We started right here, I want to say. This is where we landed first and foremost. So I noticed that there was a lot of cave over here for us to kind of mess around with. I haven't done anything over here, but I saw that we landed here, and this is where I started mining out over on this side. And I noticed that when we landed, we could kind of walk around here, and I was like, oh, this seems like a pretty good spot, so I figured this would be it. The issue that we had last colony was not having a quote-unquote panic room. So this time around, I figured, you know what, let's actually have some turrets outside to kind of, you know, give us our first line of defense. Then we have some stuff inside. I'll probably add some more stuff in here later on, like more turrets and things to that degree. And maybe sandbags for our people. But then I figured, well, what happens when raids land inside? We're kind of fucked, right? Last colony, you guys remember when we had that centipede that landed inside? That centipede party completely wiped us out just about, right? So I had no inside contingency plan. You know what I also don't have? I have no solar panel powering this up over here because of the sun. So let me see, create a no roof region over all of that. Yeah, that might be kind of useful. Just throwing it out there. So, yeah, I'll go through the tour really quickly. So I figure, well, we need an inside type of like contingency plan, right? So I figure, well, I'll make this area right here. This is something that I've been told to do before. What this is going to work at right here, this little weird hexagon type of thing, is that this is going to be where I'm going to set up a few turrets so that when, I guess, raiders land inside and we have to kind of withdraw in, this could be like a second line of defense inside. We'll probably set up some turrets at some sort of angles, thus giving raiders no way to come in without, you know, getting cover, because you can see the cover or the walls kind of edged down, right? So they can't hide behind a goddamn thing over here. So that would probably work out for that degree. That's the reason why I finally did this over here, which is something that people have been telling me to do in the past. And then at the same time, there's also this here kind of works as support for the whole big thing that we've mined out, for one. But secondly, I could even post up a few fighters over here, a few turrets there and there. We'll see how it kind of goes, but that's kind of like what I'm kind of brainstorming at the moment, and I figured that's what's going to work out for us. And then over down here we have we have 2 hydroponic areas now, because one isn't really cutting it. I feel that food kind of expands a little bit faster, and the reason I found why that happened is because I went to the forums, and apparently hydroponics were actually debuffed this build, because obviously in the past, if you have your hydroponic farm, you're good to go. Well, this time around it takes them a little bit longer to actually grow. Thus, the reason why we never have a big quantity of food, which is something that we were kind of dealing with the last colony. Well, with the last colony that I had to restart just now in Alpha 6 still. So that was probably one of the issues there. Then I have a little bit of a makeshift area for them to eat. Obviously, should probably clean this up and add a light there, but you know, one step at a time. Butcher table, cooking stove. This is, I believe, like just the dumping stockpile I made for corpses so we could kind of butcher down animals and whatnot. Over here we have our comps console, our research bench. We have a stonecutter's table, which is something we've been using to utilize some stone. This over here we found as a reason why there's stone here. I wasn't trying to get fancy. This is literally we found a new quote-unquote area. I believe this is for, what is this for? This is going to be for corpses, the mechanoids maybe? Yes. I've had one mechanoid attack me so far, and you know, it was just like one scyther, so we were able to take them out really quickly. This is obviously our stockpile for rock chunks so we could kind of process through the stonecutter's table. Over here's going to be where some of our rooms are going to be at. I'll probably expand this going upwards the more people we get as we go, but we'll do that one step at a time. Over here we have some solar panels. We have the battery room that's connected through this, and I made this connected through metal wall so that we could have our conduit connect to this, yada yada yada. And I also did this for this over here, as you can see, so now we have some power running through here without actually having to, you know, put a million power conduits down, although I'm still going to use power conduits rather religiously. But as you can see, I lined this wall over here. There's still a lot more metal to still grab, but I figure right now we're at almost 6,000, so we're okay in metal. And, you know, whenever we need some more, we can just mine around and kind of use the stones that we've been crafting to plug up the holes in the walls and things of that nature. So that's what's my thinking on that one. Over here, we have something that people suggested I try, and I was going to be like, you know what, let's actually do it this time around. This is going to be our little prison. So as you can see, we have the crematorium, which is off right now because I don't need to burn anybody down. But we're going to have our prison in here. I was running out of wood, so I couldn't set up, you know, proper beds for everybody. So some of them are going to be sleeping on the floor, you know, tough luck, deal with it. We have our crematorium of burned bodies down. And where is my stockpile for bodies is the real question. I'm not sure where that's at. I haven't really necessarily need to burn anybody down just yet. That's the reason why. Well, either way. But this is going to be our little prison over here. It's going to be like a legit prison for once. So that's going to be pretty exciting, I think. We have our geothermal we had guys over here figure I'd take advantage of. And we have our selling area over here with our overall trade. I actually took the time to properly set this up so that it encompasses the whole area. Over here I built this wall to kind of give us, this was open when I landed. So I figured, you know what, let's encase ourselves in here. And then this was also kind of open, so I set myself up another wall. And I did the whole double wall thing here so we could have some power running through. And power up these bad boys out here, which by the way shouldn't even be online right now. So let me turn that off. So we've, so far, the only threats that we've kind of dealt with, building these power, what is that, hydroponics basin. Oh, you don't have any power. That's not good. Power conduit, let's have you run through, I don't know, let's say through, why am I missing a table here as well? Let's see here. I'm not sure how I missed that, but okay. Knowing Falcon, it's really not that far-fetched now, is it? So we'll do that, and then we'll add a little bit of a power conduit. I guess, might as well just run it through here. It'll probably be able to reach that, no big deal. So we'll have that get built down. So yeah, hydroponic over here. This is a weird little setup. I wasn't too crazy about this because they have to kind of run around sometimes and do some things like this, but I figure, you know what? I always lay out this type of section. So I tried something different, and what I did was I checked the area this encompasses, and I figure I'd line tables inside of this little outline, as you can see right here. So this is just me just trying to fuck around and get a little bit fancy for once, but I'm not too crazy about it, but it's going to hang out there for at least the meantime. I'm more comfortable with this setup. It's just kind of something I'm already used to, and I think for the most part this should just about cover everything. This one right here might not be actually covered by light, so that's going to be a problem, but whatever, not a big deal. And that's about it. So welcome to the new colony. This is what we're going to be rolling with from now on, and hopefully, so far we haven't had any frame issues or anything like that, so I figured that the problem was that we started off with a big map instead of a small one. So again, I apologize for that. A group from Blacksmithstown, yeah, they could go fuck themselves though. Alrighty, so this is it. That's the colony right now. We're going to continue going with this, and hopefully it kind of goes out pretty good. Now, we have people to actually, I guess, introduce to the colony itself. Stephen P is one of the starters, Green Eagle and Batman, no big deal. Jersey Paragon, you guys remember him from the last save files, so not a big deal. We have Pyrenus. I want to say it's Pyrenus just because I do know that prefix and it's supposed to be something like fire related almost, but yeah, we have either Pyrenus, Pyrenus, whatever. Welcome aboard, my friend. We also have Raccoon with a K. You know, it's trying to throw you off right there. It's not a C-O-O-N. It's, or C-C-O-O-N. It's a K. So Raccoon. And we also have, I think, there we go, Data Error, who's been in the colony before in the past too, I think like Alpha 3 or Alpha 4. So he's back in line, so he's over here building some stone blocks for us. So either way guys, new people, welcome aboard, all that good stuff. This right here, you're probably wondering what the hell I was doing. Well, I want to set up an actual medical bay, not too far off from the entrance so that when we have to rush people to get healed, you know, then have to go all the way around or something like that like Falcon would normally do. So, you know, I'm actually using my brain when I did this. Now, I think the reason why this looks a lot better than something I did on camera the first save file is because I actually I didn't have to be like, you know, over here talking to you, and I'm trying to keep the commentary entertaining and process like 10 million different things at once, right? It was just kind of like, well, I don't have to talk, my brain could just kind of focus on the colony itself, so I was able to give it a little bit more structure, and I think that's what's kind of helped out this time around. But at the very least, it's kind of giving me a really good structure to what I kind of want to build at, and then just kind of go from there. So hopefully you guys are not too upset about me having to start all over again. But again, it was either not start all over again, keep going with that colony, and then whenever there's a raid or a really big incident, run at 5 frames per second, or just start all over, bite the bullet, and, you know, kind of set something that kind of works out really nicely for us. So, you know, there you go. So we'll set this up over here as our medical bay, as I wanted to do, and I'll probably even set up a door for it, even though I'm not too crazy about the idea, but you might as well just do that, just to kind of give it a little bit of a safe haven. Besides, you know, if you're kind of like in the medical bay or something like that, you don't want people walking by and, like, you know, seeing you injured and things of that nature, you know, so you might as well put up a little bit of a door here. Let's go with the old... Oh yeah, and the wood colonists, or the colonist only doors, I'm not using them right now. I want to say, I was looking at the log files when we were having issues with the frames, and for some reason, looking at the log files, the animals and even visitors and things like that, for some reason I saw like a bunch of like logged files that would mention the colonist only door. Like, it would just kind of like make them freeze and not move, because I guess the colonist only door kind of throws the system off a bit. So I'm not sure if that's been fixed, or maybe I read too much into it, but to me, I saw it as an issue where it was probably causing some sort of issue to the save file itself, so I didn't use them this time around. I'm not sure if it's, you know, if it's fine and I just read too much into it, but whatever, just to avoid any sort of weird issue, I'm not going to be using them this time around, just to be on the safer side, because again, I don't want to restart this shit all over again. So let me do a wood-only door right about there. Alright, and what do we have here? We have detected a cluster of cargo pods crashing nearby. Perhaps you'll find something useful in the wreckage. I'll be the judge. Oh my lord, that's actually really good. I was about to be like a smarmy asshole and be like, you know what, game? I'll be the judge of that. But you know what? That's actually really, really good considering how expensive medkits are. And how often we're liable to get hurt after all. So, I would actually like to pick that up. Like, the sooner the better, as a matter of fact. Data Error, what do you do? You're doing stone cutting. Jersey Paragon, what are you up to? You're eating from Simple Meal? Okay, you do what you have to do. Green Eagle's over here bringing food to cook. Steven is, I have no idea what Steven is up to. Hauling. You're hauling rocks? That's fine, you know what? Instead of doing that, how about you just haul this, because it's kind of a little bit more important. Alrighty, so let's get the game going over here in fast forward time and all that good stuff. Now, we have a few things to still do, believe me, we're far from set up. Uh-oh. A group of tribespeople from Kuroka Ambas have arrived nearby. They're attacking immediately. Why? Why would you be such assholes about the whole thing? Alrighty, well, what do you have? You have a rock. You have a short bow. So we're looking at people with, like, you know, tribal-y type of weapons. That's actually a significant amount of a big raid, all things considering. We're looking at, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Roughly 12 or 13 if I missed somebody right there. And I'm not too happy about that. However, they're all the way in the top. Do they have access to us? Not quite. As a matter of fact, they cannot get to us whatsoever. Perhaps. So, you know what? Let's let them come, and we'll see what we do about this. Probably nothing. Maybe these colonists over here will fight them. You guys want to fight these guys over there? You should. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to come and try to break our walls more than likely, right? Okay. Here we got the Juggernaut, apparently. What is this, a stone wall? Let me just fucking punch it wide open. Alrighty, well, you know, you try. You try to give that a try. Now, do we have any people repairing is the real question, because if we do, we might possibly be able to just kind of, hold them off until they give up. So this might be the situation where I might want to put repairing as a 1 for a lot of people. Primarily nobody that's cooking or doing something really important. So Batman, Jersey Paragon, and Stephen P could probably do that for us, huh? Warden, and even Data Error. Not a great repair, but he's not doing any Warden work right now, so he should be able to do this. So, alright. Let's select everybody, recruit, unrecruit, and let them just switch over what they're gonna do. Yeah, come back over here and fix this instead. Now, how effective are you at breaking the stone wall is the real question. You know, you guys are doing relatively well, all things considering. I am slightly worried, to be honest with you. How's the stone wall doing? Alrighty, alrighty. Still, I mean, still, some of them are still kind of up, but it could be better. Oh, this one over here is about to go down, 390. This one as well, 400. Hey, Steven, how about you work on this one over here? Let me just micromanage the shit out of this. Alrighty, and you go and fix this one over here instead. Uh-oh, Steven, over here. And you come over on this one. I could keep this up all day, right, assholes? Don't worry. Alrighty, just give it up, alright? You're not coming in here unless I say so. So you know what, I haven't faced a raid from this side yet. I might want to set up like some sort of like turret system over here or just some sort of other contingency plan so I don't have to do this every single fucking time. I'm worried about it only because there's a significant amount of them and they might just actually be able to overpower me just through sheer numbers alone. That's what is actually really worrisome about this whole ordeal. Luckily I don't have any grenades because they are, you know, natives, so let's see here. Let's go after this one, I'm gonna say now. Just repair your hearts off, right, man? Just level it up while you're at it as well. We'll do this one. Like, you gotta be really careful. Oh, this one's about to go down right here. Yeah. Oh shit, this one's about to go down too. Now, if they get in, we're kind of a little bit fucked. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. This one's about to go down too. We should have probably recruited more people to do repairing for us, honestly. Alrighty, switch over to this one now. Steven, are you repairing this one? You better be. You switch over to this one now. Okay. This is probably the scummiest raid of all time, but that's okay. Whatever works. This one over here I can get to, but they shouldn't be able to get through. I have to imagine, but I'll switch Batman over there just to, oh shit, this one's about to go down too. You go over here. Oh god. It's just too much, man. It's just way too much. Alrighty, hold up. You guys are asleep over here? Fuck that. Wake your asses up. You probably aren't repairmen, but I'm gonna force you to be repairmen really soon. Or if anything, we're gonna have to go into battle either way, so one way or the other, I need you over here as soon as possible. Let's switch over to this one now. Just dealing with a fucking bunch of super mutants over here just punching our fucking walls down. They're made out of stone for a reason. Alrighty, so you know what? We either have to double barricade this wall down from now on, or oh, they're giving up. Yeah, alrighty. So, the people that just hauled over, you guys are free to go now. You guys fixed the wall. No big deal, I guess. I was a little bit worried right there. So, you know, you're probably upset about that. Some of you are probably like, fuck, why don't you fight him, asshole? And you know what? I had to kind of take the upper side here. They kind of outmatched us. They had a lot of people. I don't have that many people just yet. I don't think even all of my people are equipped with weapons to my knowledge. Steven, do you have a weapon? You have a regular pistol. Data Error has no weapon. That's going to be a problem. Batman, do you have a weapon? You have a Lee Enfield. Alrighty, that's understandable, as usually we start off with anyway. I wanted to say that somebody had a shotgun, just because I think one of our raids where we caught some of these people actually had a shotgun, but I could be wrong about this whole endeavor. No, Jersey Paragon has a shotgun, okay. So, you know, one way or the other, we got this down. So now, what has that, you know, told me? Well, we need better defenses, especially over here, especially when I kind of get in through here. I'm thinking it's not that big of a deal if I just double stone this wall down, which is possible because we do have to stone forward. Best case scenario is that I'd like them to actually go around and, like, you know, deal with these, quote-unquote, turrets over here. However, if I was to actually put down some metal walls over here, then I could probably put some turrets out here. Now, mind you, these turrets would be kind of get fucked in the long run because, you know, I wouldn't be able to go out there and fix them and things of that nature. But they would actually alleviate some of the raid to a degree, right? So I don't think that's a bad idea. Building needs power. This one over here still. Well, that's because this didn't get built because we are still... Well, I switched my people over to do some other stuff. Plus, they're doing the floor first. That might be a little bit more important to do, though, the power conduit itself. So the moment they wake up, I'll probably have somebody coming down there and just build that really soon. Maybe even the extra base. And Data Error, can you actually, yeah. Work on this bad boy over here, and then I'll have somebody else working the power conduit itself. Maybe Batman, once he wakes up. Batman? Come on, you nocturnal creature. Wake your ass up already. There you go. Come over here and build this, if you would be so kind to do so here. We have a lot of these rocks to haul off, too. I don't think we're just crafting at a fast enough speed. It's a problem here. But I'll keep the repairing at 1 till they fix that wall, and then we'll focus on the rest here. Alright, there goes the power conduit. Excellent. Excellent. And that's now connected. Good. I'm happy about that. So, we have to haul this shit out of the way. This needs to be shutted down first before we could get that out of the way. I don't know, we're probably... I'm thinking of maybe... mining a bit more over here. It might break the integrity of what I'm kind of trying to do, but... it might just be worth it because the other way... You know, we can build over here, right? But I figure I could just probably add another dumping stockpile for rocks at the very least. Since you can't build, but you can haul over here, it'll probably work out. So we'll do that. Just to give us a little bit more leeway when it comes to the rocks, let me cancel out this right here. You know, there's no reason why I shouldn't mine this downward anymore. It's not like we could build shit over here anyway. We could probably use the outside edges as like dumping stockpiles and things of that nature. Alrighty. I mean, overall, I'm really liking this colony though, so I'm kind of glad that, you know, we kind of ran into issues technical-wise with the last save because I like this one a lot more. I feel like I've actually done a lot better this time around, now that I had the time to actually think about things before and just not just jump into it straight up. Now, over here we do need some beds, some medical beds, so I'm going to do 1 and 2 because that's all we could afford right now considering how low we are in wood. I could have probably moved that over here 1 more, right? Yes, so then we could have a center one over here at some point. This is going to be our medical little bay though, so we'll keep that in mind. Now, as soon as this over here mined out, I'll just add another dumping stockpile for rock chunks and probably get the rest of this shit out of the way. And I have to imagine that our walls are fixed now, right? Oh, they definitely are. So, now comes the decision, do I want to make this double wall stone, or should I put metal walls and then have some turrets out here? I would like some turrets. The only thing is that the problem then would be is that I'd have to, every single time that I want to fix some or rebuild, I'm going to have to mine out and close the area again, yada yada yada. It wouldn't be that much of a big deal though. So, we might actually just do that. I'm thinking maybe... like down through there, have a little bit of an opening. But before we even do that, we should probably set up the metal wall and see how the power conduit line to it is going to work, right? Because remember, over here I don't have that much in terms of power conduits. I have the generator over here that could probably run a conduit out through there, but it seems kind of like a lot of power conduit running through, you know? How would I go about that? Maybe I could just mine in through here and then set up metal walls along here to kind of connect the power to it. That would be a little bit more effective, but at the same time it would also cause more metal to actually placate that idea. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen over here. I'm thinking power conduits might just be the easiest solution, though. Oh, what do we have here? A group of pirates from the Razors have arrived in drop pods nearby. They're attacking immediately. Where are these guys landing? Same area. Now, this is going to be problematic now. No lie. This is a sizable raid, and they probably have better weapons, too. Yeah, frag grenades are going to blow up our shit open. So, and my turrets inside, of course, aren't set up, right? Because why would I do that, even though I've been talking about them this whole time? Well, that's going to be quite of a problem now, isn't it? Alrighty. Well, how about we make this a problem for next time? I'll catch you guys then.